Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello and welcome to today's lecture, Theories of Rent. This is module 15 of the lecture series. I am Dr. Tilkaraj, Assistant Professor, University Business School, Punjab University, Chandigarh. The project name, Swayam Prabha, DTH, MHRD, New Delhi. Rent in ordinary language used for that payment which is made regularly for a fixed period for the use of services of the goods, maybe house, shop, furniture, etc., and for availing the services of the factor of production. But in economics, the term rent is applied only for the payment made for the factor of production, which are imperfectly in supply, with land as the main example. According to classical economist Ricardo, rent is price paid for the use of original and indestructible power of the soil. He says that land has some original and indestructible power, and the reward for this power of the soil is called rent. Classical economists considered rent as an income arising out of the services of land only. Land is free gift of nature, and the supply of land for the economy, for an economy, is fixed and perfectly inelastic. But modern economists like John Robinson, Balding, etc., the part of income or total income of each factor of production can be rent. The income received by land alone cannot be a rent. The rent can be paid for any factor of production, say capital, capital, and maybe entrepreneurs, and maybe labor. For them, rent is equal to actual earning minus transfer earning. We'll discuss later on in coming slide what is actual earning and what is transfer earning. And I am sure after completion of this module, you will be able to learn 1. Meaning of rent. 2. Types of rent. 3. The relationship between rent and price. 4. Ricardian theory of rent. Modern theory of rent. Now, what is rent? Rent is a reward for the use of land. I have already stated. One of the four factors. There are four factors. Four factor of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurs. And rent is the reward for the use of one of the factor of production, that is land, as per classical economist. Modern economist says no, the rent is not paid for land only, but it is all factor of production. For economists, the term land indicate the natural resources like groundwater, forests, river, oil fields, mineral deposits, etc., apart from the physical soil. Now, according to David Ricardo, the classical economist, British classical economist, who has developed the theory of rent first time in 1817 to explain the original and nature of economic rent. In his theory, rent is nothing but the producer's surplus or differential gain, and it is found in only land. Higher rent can be earned by the landlords if the quality of land is better. Superior land, more fertile land, will we get more rent. Inferior land will avail less rent. So higher rent can be earned by the landlord if they have the superior quality of land, as per Ricardo. He says that rent is surplus of revenue over cost which arises due to the differences in the level of fertility or usually for land. Simply, rent is that portion of the produce of the earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of original and indestructible power of the soil. According to Carver, rent is the price paid for the use of land, whereas Anatole Murad defined the rent is that portion of landlord income which is attribute to his ownership of land. So according to classical, rent is paid only for the use of land. The reward which we pay for the use of land, the services which we use, the use of the services of land, we paid rent. Marshall, an English economist, said that rent is income obtained due to ownership of land and other natural resources whose supply is inelastic. Fixed supply. Marshall was of the opinion that land is a natural resource and its supply is perfectly inelastic. You cannot increase the supply of land as per the requirement. The supply of land is fixed. According to modern economists like John Robinson and Balding, I have already stated, they said that the part of income or total income of each factor of production can be rent. Rent is not payment made to the land only, but rent can be paid for any factor of production. Income received by land alone cannot be called rent, but it is based on the concept of opportunity cost. Next best alternative play a very important role in the modern theory. According to them, rent is equal to actual earning minus transfer earning. Actual earning minus transfer earning is the rent as per modern theory of rent. Transfer earning or opportunity cost is that minimum earning which a factor must get in its existing job. Otherwise, it will be transferred to another job where he is likely to get minimum earning. Next best alternative available to him or them is the opportunity cost. According to modern economists, rent can from the part of income each factor of production that labor, capital, entrepreneurship beside the land. So reward made to the land cannot be considered the rent only, but the payment made to the any factor of production, whether labor, capital or entrepreneurs, can be the rent. In modern economic language, rent is represented as a difference between the total return of a factor of production, that is land, labor, capital and its supply price. That is the minimum amount necessary to attain its services. So economic rent may be defined as the payment made to the factor of production in excess of the minimum amount necessary to keep the factor in present occupation. The minimum amount which is necessary to keep the factor in its present occupation basically is that is necessary. Now let us discuss the types of rent. Various types we have. We'll discuss the important type like economic rent. Payment made for the use of land is called economic rent. Economic rent means the payment made for the use of land. When we use the services of land, the payment made to the use of services of land is called economic rent. According to classical economists, economic rent refers to the payment for the use of land only. It may be defined as the payment made for the factor of production in excess of the minimum amount necessary to keep the factor in the present occupation. This is as per the modern theory. Second, gross rent. It is the rent which is paid for the services of land and capital invested on it. The land and the capital which you have invested on the land to produce the, say, crop on that farm or land. So gross rent include payment for the use of land, interest on capital invested on it, and wages for the services of landlord. Three things: payment for use of land, 2, interest on capital invested on it, 3, wages for the services of landlord include the gross rent. Landlord for the supervising the investment on land. Third, contractual rent. It is the payment made to the landlord by tenants on the basis of some contract which may be verbal or may be written. When tenant will use the land for the crop production or from the landlord, he has to pay some amount to landlord on the basis of some agreement, and that agreement can be on verbal or can be written, and that is basically called as the contractual rent. Because of the use of land, it may be more or less than economic rent. Next, scarcity rent. According to Malthus, the main cause of emergence of rent is the scarcity of land. We have scarcity of land. We don't have the surplus land. And due to scarcity, the supply of land is less than its demand. There's a more demand of land, but less supply. There's a scarcity, and due to scarcity of land, we have to pay some reward which is called as the scarcity rent. It applies to all the factor of production whose supply is less elastic. Malthus says that it is not applied only land, but the factor of production whose supply, whether the capital, whether the entrepreneurs, whether the labor, whose supply is less elastic, payment made for the use of their services is called scarcity rent. Scarcity rent arises due to scarcity of factor of production, deficiency of factor of production. We don't have surplus factor of production, and due to that, the amount paid to them is called scarcity rent. Ricardo assumed that land only one use, that is grow corn. This meant that the supply was fixed and the price of land was totally determined by the demand for land. In other words, all the price of factor of production in perfectly inelastic supply is economic rent. It has transfer earning. Now, differential or situational rent. Differential rent. It arises to the rent arises due to the difference in fertility of land. Ricardo says that rent arises because of difference in the fertility of land. In every country, there are different varieties of land. Some is more fertile maybe, and some land is less fertile. When farmers are compelled to cultivate more production which arises due to difference in fertility of land is called differential rent. Such differences, such differential rent arises under extensive cultivation. Extensive cultivation means when we use more land for the cultivation as compared to labor and capital. Ricardo was also the opinion that if in order to increase the production on same type of land, more units of labor and capital are employed, that is basically intensive. But when we use more the land for the production, that is extensive. Intensive means when we use more factor of production, say land or labor for the production is intensive. We'll discuss in coming slides. Whereas extensive means when we use more land as compared to labor and capital for the production, that is the extensive. And differential rent is due to extensive cultivation of land. The surplus enjoyed by the more fertile land over and above less fertile land is known as the differential rent. In the real world, a particular piece of land can be put to many different uses. This means its supply for any one use is elastic, so that has the transfer earning. So according to Ricardo, rent of land arises because of different plots of land have the different degree of productive power. I have already stated, maybe some land has more fertile and some has less fertile. So due to this difference, let's say we have to pay some reward to land, which is called as the rent as per Ricardo. So there are different grades of land. Difference between the produce of the superior land and then that of the inferior land, which is called as the differential rent. Quasi rent. Marshall, this concept has given by the Marshall, an English economist. He said that rent is the income obtained due to ownership of land and other natural resources. Marshall was the opinion that land is natural resources and its supply is perfectly inelastic considering the society as a whole. So according to him, quasi rent is the surplus earning by man-made factor of production whose supply is inelastic or fixed in the short run but elastic maybe in the long run. Short run, the supply of factor of production, say land, can be inelastic, but in the long run it may be elastic. Apart from land, other factor of production which have limited supply can also earn rent, but only for the short period, not for long run, because of the supply of these factor of production in the long run may be elastic. So due to inelastic supply of factor of production, we have to pay some reward, which is called as the quasi rent. Marshall termed this rent earned by the other factor of production, which include man-made machines and other appliances, as the quasi rent. Now let us discuss now important thing, that is theories of rent, which are our main motive. There various economists have proposed different theories for the origin of the rent. But we have two important theories. One, is Ricardian theory of rent, and second, modern theory of rent. Two theories are very, very important. Ricardian theory, David Ricardo has developed this theory, 1817, and modern theory of rent. Ricardian theory, David Ricardo, first of all, give a systematic theory of rent in his book, Principle of Political Economy and Taxation, 1817. Ricardo has given the theory of rent, systematic theory of rent, in his book Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. Prior to Ricardo, Physiocrats and Adam Smith also developed some theory of rent. Physiocrats, those who were in the opinion that nature is everything. Agriculture has only the power to produce something, as per Physiocrats. According to their theory, the natural order play very, very important role. Nature is everything. Nature is goddess, as per the Physiocrats. And Adam Smith, who is the father of economists, they have also developed some theories of rent. But systematic theory of rent was developed by the David Ricardo in his book, that is Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. According to them, amount of labor employed for cultivation of land is rewarded by the nature and yielding produce which many times more than the labor involved on that land. And this excess of production is called net product or rent. According to Ricardian theory, rent is nothing but the producer's surplus or differential gain, and it is found in land only. Whole classical theory says, including Ricardo, that rent is reward paid for the use of land, only to the land. So, rent of land arises due to differences in the fertility or situation we have already discussed. Difference in fertility or situation of the different plots of the land. It arises owning the original and indestructible power of the soil, basically. Now, the proportion of the produce of the earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of the original and indestructible power of the soil is basically called a rent. And Ricardian rent is also known as the pure rent. It's also known as pure rent. The true economic rent is only payment for the use of land. Pure economic rent is the use of, basically payment made only for the use of land. It excludes the interest on landlord's investment. The supply of land is fixed according to Ricardian theory. The existence or the existing quantity of land gifted by the nature cannot be increased or decreased. We'll discuss some assumptions where we have to assume that the supply of land is fixed and we cannot increase or decrease the supply of land. Even another assumption is that original power such as fertility of land are gifted by God. The fertility power, the growing power, the capacity to produce on land are gifted by God and are not due to human efforts of any type. This is important assumption. The land is a non-perishable factor of production according to the classical economist or Ricardo. The power qualities of land cannot be destroyed. You don't have the power to destroy the fertility of land or the power of land. And the fertility of land never diminishes as per the Ricardian theory. Although the modern economists criticized these things, land has only one use, that is cultivation. This is another assumption which is very, very important. There is no alternative use of land as per the classical Ricardian theory. Different land has different fertility. Utilization of land for cultivation alone only in order to fertility of land. Most fertile land is cultivated first before the using of next grade of land. This is the base of this theory, that first of all we use the most fertile land, and then less fertile, and then less fertile, and this is the main cause of rent. Law of diminishing return or increasing cost operates in agriculture. Or let us discuss briefly why the existence of rent. There are two causes mainly as per this Ricardian theory. Concluding, we can say scarcity of land as one factor and difference in fertility of the soil. Two reasons main. Concluding, we can say scarcity of a factor. Any factor, basically land is scarce. The supply cannot be increased or decreased. The supply of land is fixed and inelastic. So due to scarcity, land has some power which we use of this power we pay, that is rent. And difference in fertility of the soil. Difference in fertility of the soil. This theory based on some assumption. We have important assumption already I have stated earlier, that the perfect competition, all land are equal fertile, we have to assume. Perfect competition means homogeneous land, homogeneous product. You cannot differentiate one product with another. This is the first assumption. Second, the quantity of land is limited. We have to assume that the quantity of land is limited, and so is its productiveness, and it is not uniform the quality. This we have to assume. Next assumptions in this theory, rent of land arises due to differences in the fertility or situation of different plots of land. We have already stated. Ricardo assumes that the operation of law of diminishing margin utility returns in the case of cultivation of land. When you cultivate the land, then there is a law of diminishing marginal returns will applied. We have to assume this is another important assumption. As the different plot of land differ in fertility, the produce from inferior plots of land diminishes through the total cost of production in each plots of land is the same. Another assumption. In the Ricardian theory, it is assumed that land being a gift of nature, gift of God, has no supply price, no cost of production. We have to assume the land has no supply price as well as no cost of production. So rent is not the part of cost, and being so it does not and cannot enter into the cost and price. You cannot calculate the cost of the land or the supply price of land as per the classical theory, as per Ricardian theory. This means that from society's point of view, the entire return from the land is surplus earning. Now let us discuss the statement of the theory on based these assumptions. The Ricardo theory of rent can be explained with the help of some, say, example. Newly settled country, new country, then they have a surplus land. In new country, initial population is very little, few numbers are there. So the supply of all types of land is much more than its demand. In the early stage of a settlement, the supply of land can be much more. the supply is more than demand in the early stages of the settlement, for example. And then because land is free of nature, so new settlement get free of cost. You don't have to pay anything, no rent. According to Ricardo, all the units of land are not of the same grade. They differ in fertility and location. The application of the same amount of labor, capital, and other cooperating resources give rise to difference in productivity. This difference is in productivity or the surplus which arises on the superior units of land over the inferior units of land is an economic rent. Let us assume that there are 4 types of land classified on its fertility, and this is made by the Ricardian. David Ricardo has classified this is on basis of this Ricardian theory. For example, A, B, C, D grade of land we have. Descending order, A is more fertilized as compared to B and C and D. Now, let us assume that there are 4 types of the land, and A grade of land will be cultivated first. First of all, the more fertile land, A, will cultivated. With particular amount of labor and capital, let us assume it yield 10 quintal of wheat or any product per hectare. We assume that first of all, the A grade of land will be cultivated with a particular amount of labor and capital, and we assume that the yield, the production, the output we have 10 quintal per hectare. Now then A grade of land exhausted. If all the A grade of land we have exhausted, we have used, further population is increasing, then B grade will be cultivated. After cultivation of A grade, you don't have option now, then you have to shift the B grade of land, and that will be cultivated. Now with the same amount of labor and capital, we are using equal amount of labor and capital. Let us assume that the yield is now 5 quintal of wheat per hectare. Because of this is less fertile. Now as user of A grade land enjoys surplus 10 minus 5 equal to 5 quintal of wheat. Because of A is more fertile, but the more population, they need more land, so they don't have the option. That's why they use the B grade land, and now B grade produce 5 quintal only by using the same amount of the labor as well as the capital. Now the user of A will enjoy 10 minus 5, that is 5 quintal of wheat, for example. Hence they must pay rent equal to 5 quintal per hectare on this land. In the same way, when B grade of land is exhausted, more population is increasing, more land we need, then they shift, for example, on the C grade of land, and will be cultivated C grade land, and now it will be marginal land, and the differential rent occur A grade to B grade of land. And the same way, B to C and maybe D, and now it will be marginal land and differential rent would occur. There's no difference. Briefly, rent arises due to scarcity of land and the difference in the fertility of measure of rent and the size of rent. According to now determination of rent, where the rent will determine, how the rent will determine. According to Ricardo, rent can be determined under two situations. One, extensive cultivation and intensive cultivation. Extensive cultivation and intensive cultivation. Two, extensive cultivation. It refers to the system of cultivation wherein more land is used to increase the production. More land is used to increase in production. Suppose entire land of the country has divided into four grades. In the previous slide we have discussed A, B, C, D grade of land. Now supposing by employing one unit of unit of labor or capital, one unit of labor and capital costing 100 rupees. When you use one unit of labor and capital, the cost is 100 on the land, and 10 quintal say wheat can be, if they produce 10 quintal of wheat, no rent will be arise in this situation because of A grade land is available in abundance, surplus. A grade we have surplus land. Then people will forced to bring the B grade after some time, B grade land under the cultivation, which is less fertile than A grade land. Supposing by employing the one unit of labor and one unit of the capital, same cost is 100 rupees on this B grade land, but the production may be 8 in place of 10, for example, of the wheat. Thus, by employing the homogeneous units, although we are using the same units of labor and capital in both the lands, but there is a more capacity to produce A as compared to B, and this excess of production A grade of land over B grade of land is called rent of A grade land. In this situation, no rent will be paid on to B grade if the productivity or total production will be same. Let us explain with the help of the table or diagram. With the help of table or diagram. See, here land is A, B, C, D, 4 types of land. We are using first A grade of land, and say we are using some unit of labor and capital, the cost of that 100 rupees, and by investing 100 rupees the output is 10, quantity is 10 quintal of wheat, say for example. And now when A grade of land is exhausted, then we'll shift B grade, cost is same. Now see, here 10 minus 4, the surplus over margin land, say 4. 10 minus 4, 6 is the rent. Here 8 minus 4, 4 is rent. 6 minus 4, 2 is rent. And when, because of D, 4 means this is D grade. This minus this, rent is 6. 10 minus 4, rent is 6. 8 minus 4, because of last one is the D grade. 8 minus 4, 4. 6 minus 4, 2, and 4 minus 4, 0. Means when you are cultivating this D type of land, then you don't have the rent, because of this is the marginal, this is the last, this is most infertile land. See this figure, A grade This is on x-axis we have grades of land, and y-axis we have the production. A grade produce 10 quintal of production, for example. B, but cost is same. Homogeneous, we have to assume that homogeneous product is there. 8, C 6, D 4. This shaded area is called the rent. This is the rent. 4 minus 8, here 6. Sorry, 10 minus 4 is 6, so here 6. 8 minus 4, 4 equal to 4. 6 minus 4 is 4, but 4 minus 4, here there is no rent. Here we have no rent. No rent. Now, even this also can be explained with the help of this marginal cost and average cost. Marginal cost and average cost. Because of the rent here, see, A grade was, for example, 1, this is showing, figure 1 is showing rent on A grade land. 2, this 2, A grade land is the most fertile land. B shows the determination of determination on B grade land. 3, this 3 shows the determination of rent on C grade land and in fertile land. Now see, the point here to be noted that this is price. Here output and OP is the price. And this price, because of the perfect competition, is fixed by the demand and supply force of the market. Marginal cost and this is the demand. This will be fixed by the market force. And as already we have discussed in market structure, when average cost is less than average revenue, or this is the price, OP is the price. When average cost, AC is the average cost, MC is marginal cost, and we know that marginal cost intersect average cost where average cost is minimum. So when average cost is less than average revenue, P price, or is this also equal to revenue. P is the price, or this is also equal to revenue. Then there is a surplus, then there is a profit, then there is a, you have some, that possibility of the profit. And so P A C P B is the rent. When we shift this type of second type of B grade of land, then it will be lesser as compared, say here 6 but here 4. That PT RS. Average cost, no doubt, here is lesser than average revenue. This is marginal cost, but it is less as compared to A grade land. And maybe here average cost is equal to average revenue, so there is no rent. E is the equilibrium, here no rent. And this is the equilibrium point. So A grade of land may be more rent, B less, C no, and this is the market structure, market situation. Rent in extensive cultivation. Determination of rent in here, rent is equal to price, which is also called as average revenue minus average cost. Average revenue minus average cost. Now rent in intensive cultivation, extensive and intensive cultivation. Extensive, we mean more use of land, less use of capital, whereas extensive means more use of land to produce the commodity in place of labor and capital, in place of factor of production. But intensive, more use of these labor and capital or factor of production. The surplus of economic rent arises due to the cultivation of intensely. It refers to the system of cultivation where large amount of labor and capital are used in piece of land. There is small piece of land, we use more and more labor and capital, means factor of production, as compared to use the more land. More land will be used in extensive cultivation. Now, under intensive cultivation, additional unit of labor and capital lead to increase the production at diminishing rate because of the operation of law of diminishing return. Because of the law of the diminishing marginal return. Now, when the land is cultivated intensively, means when you want to produce more output from the land, if you are using more and more labor and capital, the application of additional doses of labor and capital in less and less yield. Let us explain with the following figures. Intensive cultivation. First, second, third. Here on the x-axis we have doses of labor and capital. You are using more and more labor and capital. Here the production. First, maybe high production due to more fertile land, and then less, and then there will be no rent. Here will be no rent. Same already we have discussed. Because of this unfertile land. Now, let us explain with the help of this important the diagram where marginal MRP, marginal revenue product, ARP, average revenue product. Now, suppose due to rise in price of produce of land, MRP shift, this MRP shift, MRP 1 shift, MRP 2, MRP shift outward, and assume MRP 2, it shift MRP 2. New equilibrium point will be now E1. Here E is the equilibrium point. This is wage or average wage, because of we assume that is a perfect competition. So perfect competition, the wage or price or AR or AW will be horizontal, and this is average revenue productivity. ARP is equal to AW means average wage. Then we have the equilibrium point, and the condition, next condition, that MRP must intersect ARP from above. This MRP intersect ARP from above, and this is the equilibrium point. And if this is the situation, then we don't have any rent. If the producer is producing OM quantity at OW wages, there's no rent, there's zero rent. But suppose this ARP shift, MRP 1 shift MRP 2, then new equilibrium will be here E1. This is new equilibrium. Now OR, or you can see WR and E1 is the rent. This is a rent. When there is a new equilibrium with this, when you are using more and more capital, here the labor and capital OM, then maybe you don't have rent. But when you use more labor and capital, because of they have the more productive capacity, they will produce more unit of the commodity, then there will be new equilibrium point, and then you have WRE1. This is called a rent. And this is we have the rent. Now, although it is difficult to say that whether or not rent increase or decrease with the economic progress, however, rent is likely to fall with the economic progress if the population growth is unable to fully neutralize the effects of technological progress and improvement in the transport facilities, etc. Let us discuss briefly. The amount of rent is determined by the degree of difference in the productive of the land. Conclusively, we can say, if the superior land will be not support the population, resource must be made to inferior lands, and the produce is thus raised at different costs, and the differential advantage of the superior land over the inferior gives the rise economic rent according to the classical, according to Ricardo. The improved method of cultivation may lead to fall the in rent when demand remain unchanged. It is because of increased output on superior grade of land will make the cultivation of inferior grades of land unnecessary. Even population growth is likely to lead the rise in rent, since the increased demand for land will bring poor quality of land into cultivation, thus lowering the output of marginal land. And thus, if the price of food increase, the rent of existing land will increase, otherwise it will decrease. Even improved transport facilities are likely to lead to fall in rent. It is because the output of less fertile land of foreign countries may be able to compete more closely with the home produce. So there will be no need to cultivate inferior home areas. That's why improved transport facility may be likely to lead to fall in rent. As a result, the output of marginal land rises and rent will fall. Now, this theory has been criticized on the basis of following grounds, and a lot of economists had criticized this theory that Ricardo considered land as the fixed supply. Of course, land is fixed in absolute sense, but land has alternative uses. So the supply of land to a particular use is not fixed or inelastic. For example, the supply of wheat land is not absolutely fixed at any given period of time. Similarly, wrong assumption of perfect competition, homogeneous product, homogeneous land, it is not possible. All land are equally fertile, it is not possible. Historical wrong neglect the scarcity principle of scarcity. Rent is not only for the land, the payment of land rent is also paid for the other factor of production. Difficulty in measure to productivity only due to the original or indestructible power of the fertility. This is again the criticism. Ricardo order to cultivate the land is also not realistic. Even if the price of food fall, the marginal land need not be necessarily go out the cultivation first. This is another criticism. Superior grade of land might cease to be cultivated if the fall in price of output causes such land being demanded for other purpose, that is constructive houses, etc. So this is again the limitation of this theory. The productivity of land does not depend upon entire on the fertility. Again, this is drawback of this theory. It is also depends on such factors of position, invested and effective use of capital. The critics have pointed out that land does not possess any original and indestructible power, as the fertility of land gradually diminishes unless fertilizers are applied regularly. Whereas Ricardo says no, the fertility of land cannot be decreased, and the land possesses original and indestructible power of this. So the soil has the original and indestructible power, which is again the point of criticism. Ricardo assumed that no rent land is unrealistic as the reality. Every plot of land earns same rent, although the amount may be small. Ricardo restricted rent to land only, but modern economists have shown that rent arises in turn to any factor of production whose supply is inelastic. So rent is not only paid for the land, but any factor of production whose supply is inelastic, rent will also pay to all the factor of production according to modern economists. According to Ricardo, rent does not enter into the price of cost, but from the point of view an individual firm, rent forms a part of the cost of price. Now let us discuss the modern theory of rent briefly. Modern theory of rent is modified version of Ricardian theory. Modern theory of rent is just modified version of the Ricardian theory of rent. It was first discussed by J.S. Mill and subsequently developed by economists like Jevons, Pareto, Marshall, John Robinson, etc. The modern theory has contributed. According to modern theory, economic rent is surplus, which is peculiar to the land only. It can be part of income of labor, capital, and repairs. Land is not only the factor of production which you receive, which pay the rent, but all factor of production can have a rent. Ricardian theory rent explained that surplus which is produced by the more fertile land over the above the cost of cultivation can be considered the rent, but did not explain how to determine the rent. Hence, modern economists advocate that rent can be determined by the forces of supply and demand, similar to the determination of price of products. Like the price of products, we have already discussed in previous module that through demand and supply force of the market, through market mechanism, the price is fixed. Similarly, the rent also be calculated, rent also be determined through the demand and supply forces of the market. Modern theory of rent suggests that rent is determined by the level of increase in demand for land over the its supply. As supply of land is fixed, higher demand for land will increase the rent of land. More demand of land, more rent. Hence, the modern theory of rent is also termed as the scarcity theory of rent, like scarcity theory of rent. A rent of land is determined at the point where the demand and supply of demand intersect. For example, let's see through this diagram. This supply of land, and this is demand for land. This is the equilibrium point, where demand for land and supply of demand is equal. This is the equilibrium point. As demand increases, the rent will increase. B to B1. New equilibrium is here, E1. Supply will increase. But demand will decrease, rent will decrease. OB2, OB2, OB2. And now new equilibrium here, E2. So demand, the rent is determined through demand and supply forces of the market. Now, demand for land has driven indirect demand, not direct demand. We do not consume demand directly. Demand for land, because of it, has the productive capacity. And the cost of cultivation are equal. The demand curve is downward sloping, left to right. We have already seen in this side. And supply of land for individual unit depends on the price it can pay for the land. The supply curve has upward sloping. We have already discussed perfectly elastic supply. Perfectly elastic supply. Can be there any elastic supply like this. If the supply of land is perfectly inelastic, for example, say here the supply and here the demand, then rent will be fixed here. If the supply is fixed but demand will increase or decrease, then if the increase in demand, rent will increase OR to OR1. When demand will decrease, D2, then new equilibrium point will be here, this. When demand will increase, then this. But if the demand will decrease more beyond this point, D3, then there will be no rent. There will be no rent when demand will decrease beyond this, D2. And suppose if the supply of demand, so the land is perfectly elastic, then this is T in transfer earning is equal to actual earning. Rent is 0 when supply is elastic as per required. As demand will increase because of the supply is elastic, say here this is 20 lakh we are spending and interest is 10%, then equilibrium is this. Even when we spend 40 lakh to produce commodity, even then also, the interest is 10%, same. Third, perfectly inelastic supply. Perfectly inelastic supply, if the supply is perfectly inelastic, demand is this, and the whole area is basically the rent. Now the relationship between rent and price. The relationship between rent and price was expressed differently by the various economists. According to Ricardo, rent does not affect the price of the produce of land. Ricardo contradicted the view that product prices were high because of the high rent of land. Rent was differential surplus of produce between the intra-margin lands. Modern analysis says that modern economist opinion that rent affect the price of produce and land in certain situations, such as scarcity of fertile prime land being under control of few landlords, people are more dependent on land, and difference in productivity of land. Davenport believed that both rent and price are regulated by the forces of relatively scarcity as well as the productivity of land. From the Ricardian point of view, we can show the relationship between rent of land and price of cost of wheat. We have already discussed that since market price of wheat determined by the cost of the marginal product of, and since for this marginal producers rents are the zero, Ricardian concern with the economic rent is not determined by the market price. We have already discussed. From the Ricardian point of view, see, that since the market price of since the price of wheat or price of product determined slowly by the market demand, and wheat is available for the fertile land, that's why it cannot be determined. Now let us summarize. Rent is the reward for land we have discussed, which is one of the four factors of production according to classical. Different theories of rent were given by economists, we have already discussed. Among them, Ricardian theory and modern theory we have discussed in detail in this module. According to Ricardian theory, rent is that portion of produce of the earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of original and indestructible power of soil. Rent arises due to following two reasons we have already discussed: difference in productivity of various price pieces of land and situational differences. Ricardo explained the origin of rent with the following assumptions: the supply of land is fixed, land is non-perishable, most fertile land is cultivated first before using the next grade of land, and law of diminishing returns operates in agriculture, existence of marginal land which is no rent land, and Ricardian theory of rent was criticized for these impractical assumptions and narrow concept of rent. Even we have discussed the modern theory of rent. Modern economists applied that qualities of land to other factor of production, and they deduced that they also can earn as their supply is limited. Any factor of production whose supply is limited, supply is inelastic, they can have the rent. So according to modern theory, economic rent is surplus which is not peculiar to land only. It can be a part of income of labor, capital, entrepreneur, etc. According to modern theory, rent is surplus which arises due to difference between actual earning and transfer earning. So with this, thank you very much. Have a nice day.